Well, hello. I am so excited about this. Do know that I am streaming this in two places, both the Soulful Empowerment Group and my YouTube channel. So your names are not visible when I'm answering the questions. If you are on the StreamYard feed, it's still just the video. If you are joining me live in my Soulful Empowerment Group, I would absolutely love it if you said what your first name was, so that I would understand who it is if you're not a StreamYard participant, because otherwise all I get is Facebook user. Hi, Sue. Really happy that you're here. So I've got a big, beautiful list of questions there. And if you have further questions or further comments, feel free to list them underneath this feed in the Soulful Empowerment Group. For those of you who may be participating or watching on the YouTube channel, this is my first time doing this. So I will answer any questions if you do happen to run across that feed and see this video there in the Q&As. So, hello everybody. It's Sandra Pallida Sandini, Inner Peace Mentor and Visionary of the Guide Academy. I am really excited to be doing this. I love doing Q&As and just really kind of stepping into the energy of connecting for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and the greatest good of all, as well as really stepping into the energy of being aware, connected, and all-knowing. I'm also literally grounded myself both to Mother Earth and to the divine source, so that I am this beautiful vessel that your answers can be channeled through. And I love that. I love the development of how I'm flowing with this. So I'm going to get started right away. I'm starting with Zila's question. So this is being answered literally 1 minute in. How can I co-create with my guides in a way that allows them to help and assist or support me most, especially when I'm feeling very vulnerable right now? Very, very powerful question. I love this. You know what? It's the simplest things that have the most effectiveness, honestly. Ask them to help and assist and support you. Participating in Q&As are a beautiful way to do this. I know that I was in a Q&A yesterday as a participant, or it's a one that's being run today. I am in it. I asked a question, and then last night when I laid down, the answer came to me. So already by putting it out there, your question, your answers have already started to come to you. And I really want each of you who are watching this to understand that the things that are resonating with you, the things that I'm saying, go for each and every one of you as well. Grab a hold of what feels good to you and let go of the rest. If I say something that doesn't feel good to you, then move away from that answer and step into knowing that you're starting to understand your personal truth a little bit better. Hello, Marie. So how can I co-create with my guides in a way that allows them to help, assist, or support me most, especially when I'm feeling very vulnerable right now? As a follower of Sandra Pallida Sandini, those two mantras are very, very important. It's really understanding your self-worth in all of this and loving yourself, breathing your way through the I am love mantra. I am love, I am loved, I am loving, I am lovable, I love me, I am divine love. Doing a breath after each one of those will help to ease you through that vulnerability. Same too with the I am open mantra. So I am open with no expectations, no limitations, being okay with the outcome. It's amazing how much confidence building each of these mantras really do to help you. So by co-creating, literally ask for support. When my dad was dying, he's lived, he's still alive, but in a very vulnerable moment in 2016, when we thought he was at death's door, oh my gosh, I remember standing in my basement and screaming to the heavens, please help me, please help him through this. I'm not ready to let go of him. And honestly, they came through with shining colors. So it's start to ask, especially if you're feeling vulnerable right now, ask to step into the energy of feeling more confident, more sure, and allow yourself to see those signs that your guides are giving you along the way. Be open to receiving. Okay. So that's probably the best advice that can come through with that. Hi, Robin. So moving on to Mary Ann, her question, just making some notes here as I do this, just going to make sure that I can, yes. Yours is being answered 5 minutes in. My body certainly speaks to me and wants to be heard. Shoulder issue heals, but returns to a lesser degree when I return to the gym. An add-on, pulled a muscle in lower back out for another week. I know it. If it hurts when you do that, don't do it. What is my body communicating spiritually that is presenting physically? I love this because this is upper limit stuff that's happening. You just get to the part where you are feeling like you're capable of going back to the gym. Are you worthy? Do you feel, and it's not, understand that it's not me asking you if you're worthy. It's this is turning internally. Okay, Marianne? So when I say that uh, um, you're hitting an upper limit, it means that things are going well. You're in the mode of healing. You're feeling really good about yourself. Then you go to the gym and bam, you re-injure yourself or you pull another muscle. First of all, if it's a lower muscle in your back, it's understanding that your back is your stability. It's your core things. It's core issues that are happening right now. Your shoulder is about carrying the weight of the world, right? There's something about all of those pieces that are coming together. Step into, and I know you've been doing a beautiful amount of work around that self-love and understanding yourself. And these things are coming up more quickly for you now because of it. I went through 16 years of injuries before I finally got it. So asking the question, what is being shown to me right now? What lesson can I learn from this right now? Knowing that my shoulders are about carrying the weight of the world, knowing that my back is about core issues and the stability of what I'm doing for myself. Stepping up, and it's so funny that I keep promoting the I am love mantra here. Really understanding that you're hitting an upper limit because you're doing well, and at this moment when you get injured, it's like, okay, you know what, I'm not valuable enough. I don't see my own self-worth, therefore I don't need to feel better about myself. In reality right now, saying that you need to feel better about yourself is perfect. So when and this is interesting, that's coming through, what's coming through right now, when I so severely injured myself way back in uh, what's the word I'm looking for? In 2001, I believe it was. What happened at that point was I would get on the exercise bike, and honestly, I was in severe agony, but I was so determined to move forward. And that perseverance actually ended up, and it's so interesting that this is what's coming through, that perseverance actually ended up being a hindrance to myself because I kept pushing myself to the limits where I started to have head injuries, et cetera, in 15 years after that. Like I just kept pushing, kept pushing, kept pushing. So two things are happening here. One, recognize your self-worth in all this. What type of self-care are you doing? Are you going back too early? It's feeling good. Are you actually doing too much when you go back? Dial it back. Okay. I know when I went back and I was started on the exercise bike, I would do it for 2 minutes. That's all I would do. That's why I got exercise equipment in my home rather than going to the gym. And then I worked my way up to the ability to be able to go back to the gym. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for your question. Deidre, I love this. I actually have spoken to you about this too. How do you heal your body from past traumas? Beautiful question. We actually did some work with this. I spoke about rewriting the energy of past traumas. So, how do you heal your body from that? I've also spoken to you about breaking the cycle of old habits. Okay. I suffered with pelvis pain for 12 years probably. And then it was shown to me that as soon as I acknowledged that pain in a different manner, that's when the pain would go away and I would be able to get on with whatever I was doing in my life. Okay. So, what I mean by that is when I say acknowledge in a different way, the way that we usually acknowledge pain is to go, oh my God, I am in pain. I am in so much pain. Please do know, guides, that I'm just using this as a reference. Energy, I'm just using this as a reference for Deidre. Instead, acknowledge the pain. Acknowledge that you have pain in your body. I feel this pain here. Thank you for that awareness. I am so thrilled that you're showing me this pain in my body so that I can let go of that pain and remember how it felt to be better. Now, if you don't remember how it felt to be better, ask for your body to start to show you the better way. I am looking forward to feeling better. I am excited about feeling better. If you're looking forward, that might be not quite as proactive as I am feeling better. I'm excited about feeling better, right? So we'll kind of step into all those energies. So that's some of the ways to heal your body from past traumas. And those past traumas could be things that are past lives, as well as what's happened in our life in this time. I know I worked with a woman once, gosh, many years ago, probably back in the early first decade of the 2000s. And she came to me with a big toe issue. And it was really interesting what unfolded from that, because this was in, whatever year it was in the 2000s. And yet when I tapped into the energy of this toe injury, it happened to be an injury from, oh gosh, I think it was like 435, the year 435. Okay. After Christ, and AD, after death. And what it was she was a man in that one wearing sandals. Man, I could see the sandals, like, and I went and confirmed the year afterwards. It was amazing where she was. And she had stubbed, she was a man at that time. He had stubbed his big toe on a rock and was bent down tending to himself in that lifetime. And it saved his life, because a huge group of, I want to say marauding, but it was these armed soldiers with swords and lances and shields were going through the area, and they had swiped at him, and he was far enough away from the situation that he wasn't one of the people being slaughtered along the way. And that toe wanted the recognition and was still attempting to save this person in this lifetime. So we recognized the toe, we gave thanks to the toe, and we gave the toe permission to recognize that pain is no longer needed in this lifetime. Thank you for your question. Beautiful, beautiful, powerful one. Yes. Robin, beautiful. I'm at the stage where I can make myself not in pain. Diversion thinking. Really, exactly. When we acknowledge the pain and then let it go and refocus on something else, that's what we're doing. We're allowing ourselves to move into a different sense of being, state of being. A magpie just flew over me. Okay, Janice. Moving on to Janice. We are now 13 minutes in. Okay. How can we locate and release blocked energy from our bodies? I love this question. So someone just said, hello, I have no idea who you are. Please give me your first name so that because obviously you're not a StreamYard user. If you're not a StreamYard user and you're on your laptop, you can just click on that link on the above and it'll take you off to another screen where you okay StreamYard, and then you just close that and it comes back to this feed. If you're on your phone, you're SOL. So answering Janice's comment or question, how can we locate and release blocked energy from our bodies? I love this because I do something called epicenter Reiki. Now, what epicenter Reiki is where you are honestly scanning your body and feel where that energy is more dense. It's going to be more dense because it's blocked. The flow isn't there. Okay. understand, Janice, and anybody else who is on their spiritual path, that you have the power, you have the ability to do this for yourself. And when you scan the body, you can start at the feet and go up, or you can start at the shoulders or head and go down, whatever the case is. And just allow yourself to get a sense, possibly intuitively, of where that block is, where that heavier energy is, where there's this different feeling in your body. Okay. And when you're feeling that different feeling in your body, then work with that. You've now located it. Bring the light in, or you may actually feel drawn to do something with that blocked energy. Sometimes we can erase it. Sometimes we can blow it away with the wind. Other times we need to take a hammer to it. Recognize you have the power to make the change in your body around that blocked energy area. Okay, so cool. Thank you. Okay, Melody. Hello. Really been enjoying watching your posts, recognizing how you're kind of stepping into the energy of who you are in a much bigger way. Okay, so Melody, I have been feeling so discouraged the last few weeks. I had the idea of using my skills as a photographer to bring in some extra cash. I began working on it last night. Okay, beautiful. You took the initiative. Good step. This morning, I'm wondering, is that a distraction, or is it a good idea for me to bring in multiple streams of money? I love taking photos. I naturally do it all the time. What are my steps forward? I don't want to squirrel. Okay. You know what? I am a strong, very, very strong believer of having multiple sources of income coming in. We are unable to focus entirely on one thing to bring it to fruition, because our big visions sometimes require months of planning and creating to get to the point where we're introducing, never mind bringing in, financial abundance. So what do we do in this case? We allot a certain percentage of our business hours, or I'm going to call it business hours. We allot a certain amount of our business hours to be specifically on that long-term vision. That way we are still moving towards that. Okay. That way, this other side of this photographer part of it, isn't a distraction. I had the same thought last night, literally, Melody, when I said to you or to the group yesterday in our Soulful Power Call, number 42, that you and I have such incredible matching paths. It blows me away, because last night I was thinking about the soul readings that I offer in December, January for coming into the new year. And I'm going to be offering those at the Christmas fair that I'm doing this week, and then again in December, as well as offering it out to the community. And I had this momentary thought of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? This takes up the time. And then I've had another thought of, yes, it takes up the time, but it has the opportunity to bring in the financial abundance in an easier way than these steps that are my long-term vision. So you're bang on with the thought of doing the photography to bring in extra cash right now. Your guides are literally pushing people in droves towards you, or recognizing your abilities. They're asking you to really step into the energy of that. Okay. So what are my steps forward? Allot time in your schedule, specific time in your schedule, even if it's only 1 week, 1 hour per week in this next coming week, that is for your long-term vision, and start creating the short-term vision. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. Beautiful. And if it's even more than 1 hour that you can allot, that's great too. Wonderful. Okay, so moving to Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. 19 minutes in. I'm going to have a drink of water while I look at her question here. For those of you who are following the feed live, feel free to write your question in there. If you haven't answered, put a question on my question post already in Soulful Empowerment. Jennifer asks, I have been told to write a channeled history book. Any info around this? I love this. I feel like I'm hitting my head on my feathers, on my bulb here. um, it's so interesting too that I'm feeling that I feel like I'm hitting my head on something. And the information around that hitting my head on something might be to do with Melody's question, as well as this moving forward with what's coming through for Jennifer. I have downloaded in my Kindle a book that's really intriguing because her whole first 2 or 3 pages literally talks about her journey of being asked to do something something very similar to what you're speaking about. I will send you that information after. I'll send you the author's name and maybe a glimpse at what she's written. It's so cool because I've gotten to know you. You're in my community, and you're in both my communities, my free community and my paid community. And in that paid community, we have delved further into some of your history and really opening yourself up to letting that history flow through you in a magical way. And you know, you can put into place similar methods that Melody has been asked to do. A lot some time for channeling that. You know, when I sat down here before I started this live, I literally sat down and I connected with the energies to root myself both into the divine source and with Mother Earth energy. Also, then I said, whatever information is coming through me is for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and the greatest good of all. And that I am a clear channel, that I am aware, connected, and all knowing. When I put these practices into place, the ceremony, if you might say, into place, then I know that the information that's coming through me is all of those things. And when you allot yourself the space to let this channeled history book come through, I'm really excited to see what it's going to be about, because I already have a feeling of what it's going to be about. But that might be my personal Sandra Pelly interpretation, not Sandra Pelly the Sandini's, being open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. Okay. Beautiful. I'm just going to show this comment here too. Sue says, cool, channeled history book. Love it. I read one published in the 50s. Really cool. When you have written it, let me know about getting it published. Woo, yes. There you go. You already got an offer of a publisher. I love that. Thanks, Sue. Okay, so Sue Miller is next. Thank you so much for reaching out to me personally today, Sue. You made my day, especially given that I had just gotten all kinds of messages about somebody using my name using my name and photo and attempting to spam people with some really funny grant kind of requests. So Sue, this is Sue, a different Sue than the one that is on my Facebook live feed. Okay. It's so interesting that my throat chakra energy is coming up immediately first with you, Sue. I have focused much of my energy towards my gifts. My physicality has suffered for it. Oh, I can relate to that because that's what I was talking about with regards to the pain and the past traumas earlier on. And, you know, how I had started my exercise bike with 2 minutes, and then over 15 years got to the point where I was doing 30-kilometer bike rides. And and then I was having all these injuries. I was wiping out because I was so adamant that I wanted to prove myself being healthy, creating my dishealth in essence. So you have been so busy proving to yourself. I want you to ultimately recognize that you've been so busy proving to yourself how incredible you are. Let it come more naturally. Okay. I know I need to love myself more in this area, but it feels like I'll take me away from strengthening my gifts. Sounds silly, but I feel stuck. What do my guides want me to know about this? Thank you, Sandra. It's so interesting. Your guides are literally on a bandwagon. In fact, there are multiple bandwagons zooming towards you, going self-love, self-love, self-love. ultimately, it's so comical that you think that if you love yourself more, you're going to take away from strengthening your gifts. Oh, my dear friend, the more you love yourself, the more naturally your gifts appear, the more naturally your gifts come out of you. It's truly as simple as that. That is a limiting belief. Where did that limiting belief come from, Sue? Where did that limiting belief come from? Okay. And I'm thinking the Facebook user that just said snuck in, maybe Lori. Um, and I like that snuck in, that I'm seeing snuck in. What if you let your love sneak in? What if you decided to love yourself even more? Why are you so adamant about not loving yourself? What's so comfortable about not loving yourself that you want to stay there? Wow, that was huge. It's really interesting because that phrase really seems to be coming up a lot lately for a lot of us with our spiritual path. Why are we so comfortable staying in the energy of thinking that we're distracting ourselves or doing something else, right? Melody is this information goes through with you as well. What's coming up in this for Sue? Giving yourself over to loving yourself will actually open up those gifts far more. You know what? I am really aware of how little mountain biking we have done since we moved to Hinton. I'm very conscious too of the fact that there's a lot of snow coming up. A magpie just flew by again. I love it. I love and I'm going to go look up magpie here after this. Um, it is me stepping into the energy of making the time for myself. Because what happens when I do that self care, that self love things, whether it's doing the I am love mantra or whether it's me taking care of me, those things actually open up myself in a much more expansive way so that the things that I truly want to be shown have an easier way of finding me because I am open to receiving that love for myself. Therefore, I'm open to receiving the love that the world has to give me, the divine source has to give me. I love how animated I am today. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. Each and every one of you who are feeling the same sort of thing. These questions are absolutely phenomenal. Okay, beautiful. And you know what? I had a glimpse at this earlier, Marie, and your question, which I'm doing next, is so powerful. Bear with me here. 27 minutes in. Why do I have a hard time asking the right question? The what is right in front of me. I love this. I literally had the same problem yesterday or today earlier. When I went to bed last night, I had, as I spoke to this just a little bit ago, I had posted in a Q&A that is taking place later today. I had posted my question, then I laid down in bed and it got answered. I didn't even have to wait for the actual Q&A today. So then I'm thinking, well, really, I don't need to now hear what this beautiful mentor coach of mine has to say with regards to that. I would love to ask a different type of question. And I am so famous for thinking one of two ways. One, first of all, oh my gosh, now I have to come up with a question and I can't think of a question right now. Or two is the other thing is um, I get my questions answered from all different kinds of places. And when I put another question out there somewhere else, am I taking away from somebody else's ability to have their question answered? Wow. That's huge. So why do I have a hard time asking the right question? Why do you think it needs to be the right question? Would be the first question that I ask you. Why do you think it needs to be the right question? There is no wrong or right question. Whatever question you have is the question that's most important. Okay. I'm feeling very, very powerful about what's coming through right now. What you could be doing is, we ask for getting specific about things, right? You could say, you could ask a question that is actually more around, what do I need to know on my spiritual path right now? What do I need to know about my horses right now? It's so interesting because the magpie is now walking on the ground outside my window. So bringing it down to earth. You're this beautiful spiritual person who has this incredible ability to channel these incredible beings. And you think that this question has to be out there and all spiritual and, oh, holy cow, wow. And you need to wow yourself with your question, kind of thing, so that you get the wow answer. When ultimately dialing it back down to earth and asking something that's coming up right here, right now for yourself is what's most important. You have been very busy with company. My question to you is making the time for you through this, right? Through this period when we have company. It's so important. Like, this is one of those things that I have been working with as well, is, shifting my schedule. And it's so interesting because now the magpie is taking off, right? Taking flight. The and it's being met by others down here. Sorry, you guys, I'm being sidetracked by the magpies because we're getting sidetracked by things. Oh my gosh, there's a crow sitting on the ground between the two magpies. It had its wings out and they've gone to bug it. I wonder what's going on there. I'm going to have to go check it out after, because the crow is possibly injured. Oh no. Oh no, or it's protecting something. I'm totally getting sidetracked here. So now there's a whole swack of magpies over there, you guys. So where are we getting sidetracked? And I apologize because now I'm really focusing in on this, because there's now 5 magpies over there bugging this crow. I might have to end my thing here and go check it out. It may have a broken wing. Oh my goodness. This is interesting. Huh. So you guys, I'm getting totally sidetracked by this. I'm actually going to continue with the Q&A, and let's see, I have 2 more questions. Okay. So making time for yourself is what's really important right now. Allot that time for yourself, even after remember how moms go and close themselves up in the bathroom? That might be what you're being asked to do. Oh yeah, it's definitely injured. It's trying to walk away from these. Oh, there, it flew. It flew. Yay! Oh, you guys, you have no idea how happy I am that it flew. It was so weird because it was going doot, doot, doot to try and get off the ground, and it did actually manage to fly. And maybe it just took itself away from me so that I don't have to watch whatever's going down, because I've seen magpies and crows and what they do with birds. They're carnivores. They're quite the carnivores. Anyway, thank you guys for your patience with that. It's okay. It's okay. The magpies have now flown back to where I can see them, and the crow has flown off. I can breathe. Okay, so I'm moving on to Maria. Maria, I'm answering yours at 33. I like this, 33. There's something about 3-3 coming up for you. So this is to do with your present energy and your future energy. So right away, the 3-3. Present and future energy, okay? Now I'll look at your question. Why do I often, and my hands are on fire talking to you now. Why do I often have a hard time letting go? This shows up in a different way and often causes trouble. I do not need general advice around how to do this. Spiritual methods and such have tried it all. What does spirit and my higher self want me to know about this issue? I love that you got really specific about the higher self energy in that and what you can do with that. And it's so interesting because the magpie has literally walked across the road into my yard and has now gone over to my bird feeder. Okay. So there's something about recognizing that path. Okay. That's what's coming through for from your higher self, is to start to recognize that path. Wow, this is really interesting energy that's coming up for you, Maria. It's that recognizing of that path. And in recognizing that path, are you ready and willing to step onto that path? Make the decision. You know what? My mind just went whoosh. It absolutely cleared after I said that. Recognize the path. Make the decision if you want to take it. That's how I changed my life. I made the decision that I was going to breathe my way through the I am open mantra on a daily basis, and I changed my life. I made the decision when I recognized the I am love mantra the first time that I breathed my way through it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this could be a life changing thing. I made the decision to do it every single day. In fact, I'm doing it every single night, and every single time I wake up, I am breathing my way through the I am love mantra because it's changing my life. Now that magpie is walking across my lawn again. I love it. You guys, I have this container in my office that when I do calls in there, there's this container that's probably about this level, and it has probably 10 or 15 magpie feathers in it. I just absolutely love magpies. I love that they're starting to come to my space, and really going to be stepping into that relationship a lot more with the magpies. What? Magpie energy. I love this. I am ready for the path when I see it and it feels right. You know what? Again, here's that word right. Okay. Sometimes we need to take a chance. Sometimes we need to just step into this. Okay. I love what Sue just said. What could this life drama say about what is happening today? What's that crow energy where he just sat there and let all those magpies pick at him before he flew off and decided to save his own life? Holy cow. Are you ready to save your own life? Wow. Wow. Holy cow, eh? Big energy happening today. Big energy happening today. I'm loving it. Thank you guys so much for letting me get real with the crow, with the magpies. This is one of the things that has really been the most difficult for me in the place that I'm at right now. For the past 2 years, I've literally been in spaces where there's been multiple birds, and really have been developing a relationship with crows and magpies and ravens, especially in the last space that we were parked. This place, it's so funny. I was talking about this yesterday, the day before, that it's almost as though at some point they were using bangers. And now I don't know if you guys know what bangers are. Bangers are something that scares something away. They use them, farmers use them in the fields. People use them to scare bears away when they're on the trails, or if a bear is attacking, whatever. And there was just absolutely didn't seem to be any birds around here. It was ridiculous. And I started to tap into the energy of wanting birds to be here. That's what I'm saying is very important. What do you want? What do each of you want? I once read somebody that said that they never see feathers. And I see feathers all the time. I'm like literally yesterday I was raking and there was like 2 or 3 different feathers in different places because I've asked to be in connection and be shown support all the time. Lori, is this heavy feeling I have going to lift anytime soon? There's her question. Is this heavy feeling I have going to lift anytime soon? How much do you love yourself, Lori? How much do you love yourself? Lots of emotion coming up with that. There's things happening too in the energy of people around you. Now, this may not necessarily be work people, but family, extended family, and people that you believed were extended family, like just kind of all this other energy. And it's really understanding where you are at in all of that and recognizing that taking care of you is the most important thing to be doing. That I am love mantra, okay, is so, so very, very important. I asked for more birds. I asked for more love. I asked for more support. I get given each and every one of these things. Magpie just flew by in front of my house again. I am literally creating a space outside my window over there so that the magpies and etc. can come and be fed. Okay. Bluebirds started showing up there. Blue jays started showing up there yesterday. A pair of blue jays. I'm so excited. I'm actually thinking of putting a bird feeder out front and across the road so that I can see it here as well when I'm in this space. Sadly, in my office, it actually looks out at my neighbors, and I'm unable to put bird feeders out there per se. Although I probably could attach one to the window frame in some manner and have it literally outside my window. And maybe that's what I'll do because that's how committed I am to actively creating this beautiful bird space around where I'm at. And thank you, Lori, for the confirmation. You hit that on the head. Yeah. And Lori, if you haven't got those mantra cards or more of those mantra cards, and anybody else, if you need those mantra cards, let me know in the comments and I'll reach out to you privately to get your mailing addresses or drop them off. I'm going to be down personally, if you're in Hinton, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to be at the Christmas fair this weekend. It's Friday and Saturday, Friday evening, all day Saturday. And I will have a whole swack of those cards with me. I'm no longer using business cards because I really feel that handing out these I am open mantra and the I am love mantra is far more fulfilling for both myself and for those who have that. And beautiful. I love that, Lori. Thank you so much. I do, and I have been using them. Beautiful. Keep it up. Keep it up. That's the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself, okay? Beautiful. Well, you guys, this has been awesome. You guys got to play along with me, fun in the energy, and I really, truly do look forward to these Q&As that are run monthly. And in fact, this is one of the things that we do in the Empowering the Healer within community as well. We don't necessarily call it a Q&A, but we definitely open up the floor once a month where we're just kind of talking and answering deeper questions. You'll notice that I did the meditation gathering. Those 2 videos are in here. They talked about the Empowering the Healer within. And honestly, if you feel like you want to make the effort, I'll honor the price point if you want to step into the Empowering the Healer within community. Okay. Love you guys. I'll honor that for the rest of this week because it ended on Monday. I'll honor it for the rest of this week. I love you guys. I love being a part of your world. I love that you're a part of my world. Together, we are changing the world. So I've got this beautiful little saying that I absolutely love to step into the energy of. So may the sun shine upon you. May all love surround you. May the light within you guide your way home. Thank you.